Support WrestleTalk!
Visit WrestleTalk.com. Braun Strowman makes his Money in the Bank cash-in official for Hell in a Cell. Trish Stratus returns to WWE. And so does Kevin Owens. To then announce he's quitting. I'm Ollie Davis, give us a subscribe, press the thumbs up button, and click the eye above my head to vote for what you thought of the show, where you can choose from in Awe, Core, Average, Poor, and Bore. As I review the 27th of August 2018 edition of Monday Night Raw in about 4 minutes. Roman Reigns opened Raw by issuing an open challenge for his Universal title, proving that age-old saying. You wait ages for a Universal title defense, and then you get 3 in quick succession in an attempt to get Roman cheered. Braun Strowman came out to accept, even though he kind of already had an open challenge contract with his Money in the Bank briefcase, and then booked them both in a match at Hell in a Cell. But despite Roman powerbombing Braun through the announcer's desk last week, they'll have to work together against Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre in tonight's main event. Fresh off making those matches official, Constable Corbs then booked him versus Finn Balor, which he first lost for using a chair, restarted it as a no DQ match, and then won with the End of Days. This was a fun way of getting Baron's mad with power character over, but it sadly came at the expense of a very hot Balor, derailing Finn's momentum from reviving the Demon at SummerSlam and challenging for the top title the next night. The seeds of dissension continued in Titus Worldwide, where Dana Brooke lost to Sasha Banks, despite Apollo telling O'Neil she wasn't ready. Because those Shield babyfaces sure do love competition, Seth Rollins issued an open challenge for his Intercontinental title next, which was answered by a returning Kevin Owens. He only missed a week after losing to Braun at SummerSlam, but it really feels like he's been gone for much longer, stuck in comedy fillers against Strowman for the last several months. This was the return of the Kevin Owens show. And what a return it was! Getting a thunderous reaction from his home country, but then getting Toronto to boo him because he put over Montreal. Wrestling a fantastic pay-per-view caliber match, busting out crossfaces, stunners, and even a wicked top rope moonsault. It was like my SmackDown Just Bring It creator wrestler with just finishers for his entire moveset. The last one was his downfall though, as Rollins caught him with a curb stomp to end the match. But when Raw came back from commercial, Owens was still in the ring, where he simply muttered into the microphone, "I quit," and walked out. So now it's the Kevin Owens no-show. The B-Team suffered their first tag team loss next in a non-title match against the Revival. Hopefully that means they're losing the belt soon. Who wants to walk with Elias? Trish Stratus apparently, who interrupted him trashing her hometown of Toronto. All the stuff between Trish and Elias, the bra and panties match joke, Elias saying he doesn't date women over 60, and the ensuing slap was great. Trish awkwardly entering Evolution PR mode, however, was awful. Elias quickly Thanos'd away as Natalya and Ronda Rousey joined Trish for Natty's match against Alicia who had Alexa Bliss and the returning Mickie James in her corner. After Natalya won, her, Rousey and Trish ran into the Bellas backstage, who revealed they're going to wrestle a match next week. Would someone please give them a lift home from SummerSlam now? The brand split has been in rigorous effect since July 2016, WWE mostly drawing a distinct line between the two rosters. But the Bellas are beyond this, an act so brand transcending that they evidently must appear on both Raw and SmackDown, because they're such good wrestlers. It appears Bobby Lashley will be the one to give Corbin his inevitable comeuppance, as the two started a low-key feud with Baron booking him in a handicap match against the Ascension. Not only did Lashley beat both men in a few minutes, Corbin also couldn't remember their names. Dean Ambrose spoke for the first time since returning from injury, where he badassly told meditation guru Jinder Mahal, who, remember, was SmackDown champion this time last year, that when he closes his eyes, he sees him breaking Jinder's face, his ribs, and making him cry. This set up a match between them later on, with Ambrose dropping the lunatic goofiness of old and portraying a more serious, vicious character, beating Jinder in 5 minutes. The main event was an odd affair. After being worked over for ages, Roman hot-tagged Braun for Strowman to just stand there. Drew and Dolph decided to start stomping on Reigns to lose via DQ. Strowman then sided with a surprise Drew and Dolph to all begin beating up Reigns together. Cue the Shield running down for the save, but only 1-on-1, because you wouldn't want to get a numbers advantage now. It felt like a Braun heel turn, just how last Monday felt like a Roman heel turn. It's quite an interesting approach to Shades of Grey, as Strowman is more than justified for getting his payback from last week, but the usually hot Toronto crowd received it all rather mildly. Just like Becky Lynch on SmackDown, Braun is a character people organically want to cheer, but he's been forced to give that reaction to someone else, someone people organically want to boo. I thought this episode zipped along at a nice pace, with Trish returning returning to WWE, and Kevin Owens wrestling an excellent match. This week's Raw is a high average. Neville has had an offer from a major WWE competitor. Click the WrestleTalk.com link on screen now to find out who, and click the picture of me and Luke to become a WrestleTalk Patreon today. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.